Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. I've got a sweet unboxing episode for you guys tonight. A couple of good stories, a few rare guitars that I had to scour the entire world for, but first we're going to start with this quirky little story. This was an expensive mistake. Okay, so this little piece of tape says this particular package weighs over 70 pounds, and that means UPS charges you a crap ton load of money. And sometimes they actually have to send two people with your driver to do it. But this is a guitar package. It's not over 70 pounds unless you got three of them in there. The reason why it was a costly mistake is they put the weight as 100. I'm curious if they do that on purpose to get preferential treatment of how the ground shipments are handled. So this bad boy actually started out as a new Guitar Day purchase because this is a repeat of a model that we've already reviewed and demoed, but it was sold out, completely sold out. The Gibson website even said that. So when I first got the new Guitar Day request of Noel Gallagher ES355s through the new Guitar Day program, I told him, no, that ship has sailed. Unfortunately, those are no longer available. But then he sends me the link to Gibson's website, and he's like, no, they're available. Are you sure I can't new Guitar Day? And it's like, okay, I guess as long as they're still there. So after having a few back and forth messages with the guy, I thought he was 100% serious. So I just went ahead and bought it because it's like, he's going to miss out on this if I don't. Naturally, as soon as I buy it, unfortunately, he has to cancel. He told me it had to do with an unexpected medical thing that came up. So if you're interested in this, find it on my website. But I'm really curious about the COA booklet to see if this one is also smashed. And it is. So far, I've heard almost every single one that did ship out did get smashed. I think it's because the case just isn't quite big enough for these things. Wow, that's the lowest serial number I've seen. 92092. Oh, that's really cool. Because they all start A92. Then the last three, we still haven't quite figured out what order they're going in because it's not numerical, but 9292. But speaking of the Noel Gallaghers, oh my goodness, have you guys checked out my Epiphone Noel Gallagher episode yet? That thing has just absolutely exploded in views. I think that's my most viewed video ever. Because within 9 days, it got 250,000 views. That's twice as many as the Gibson posted one. I don't know what was going on there. But thank you guys for watching that one. But this is actually a guitar that I found on Reverb one day. And I like to post deals to my Facebook page sometimes, or I'll put them in the community section of YouTube. But I really thought about this one, and I was like, you know what, let's get it. I kind of want to unbox it on the show because it's got some cool stuff to it. We can see a beautiful Gibson Gen 3 chainsaw case. So, is this an 80s Les Paul in here? Guess we'll have to find out, but hey, I thought that didn't look right in the camera. It's backwards. That means this has been rebadged, or the badge fell out and somebody re-glued it this way, because normally it's the other way. Okay. Inside here sleeps a beautiful Les Paul Custom that I just fell for. I have not had a Norland era custom in such a long time, and it's because prices have just gotten insane on these things. But it's a 3-piece maple top, and it's actually got quite a bit of flamed figuring in 2 of the pieces. A little bit of a chatoyant effect in that middle one yet, but I just thought this was so beautiful, and the condition looked pretty darn good. It's got one eyesore back here, and it's some bozo put another strap button back here. I mean, come on. A Les Paul balances pretty good. You don't have to worry about neck dive. Why are they doing that? I mean, if you can live with that, everything else on this example is actually looking really good. But this is actually like an early mid-70s Les Paul. Like if we look here, our serial number, that is a 1975 serial. There's kind of a weird transitional period where you can have that embossed circle around the serial number when they're still doing decals. So that was really cool to see. But this one also still has a mahogany neck, so it's before they switch into the maple necks, which this is that transitional period in time. But if we go here, what? It's got the 20th anniversary inlay on it. So normally you associate that with 1974, but yeah, it's clearly got the 75 serial, so this just appears to be like they're starting to use up leftover parts or something. That's really cool, and that also means this one's Kalamazoo made. We can also tell because it's got the bone nut stock from the factory. And I'm assuming we've got T-top pickups in here. It's still factory ABR1. We've got the pancake body. Like, this is so clean. I'd probably keep it if it wasn't for that. I mean, that's That's such a shame. Needless to say, this one's kind of won me over, so even though I unboxed it here, I've changed my mind. I want to do a full review and demo on this piece. It's that nice. But I am so excited to open this package up right here. So, when I got a Modern Flying V, almost a year back now, I would say it is, I said I want a complete collection, one of every single color, and that's still true, but somebody sent me a link to one in New Zealand around that time saying, hey, there's one actually still here, brand new at a shop. So it's like, oh man, you gotta be kidding me. So I reach out to the shop and they say, yeah, it's still here. Just send us your information and we'll see how much shipping is. So I did that, and then 9 months go by. I never hear back from them. So I just happened to come across that listing again. I think I was looking through old emails or something, and I reached back out to him. It's like, hey, you want to give me that shipping quote? Because I see it's still available. And he goes, yeah, I was just waiting for your address. So maybe that email didn't fully end up going through, or it ended up in a spam. I don't know. I mean, New Zealand, USA. It's totally possible. So I provide to him everything he needs. And then he goes, oh, yeah, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks. It's going to be a while. So 3 weeks later, I finally get a quote. And he's like, oh, yeah, you have to pay by bank wire transfer. To which I'm like, I don't like paying by bank wire transfer for international transactions. The reason why they do it is it protects them. If anything goes wrong, they have the money no matter what, right? But I wanted to make sure it wasn't a scam, right? So I'm like, I've never heard of your shop before. Could you just take some cool photos of, you with the guitar outside your shop so I can see your sign and everything? And he's like, well, I'm part of the corporate office. I guess I could go to our warehouse and then take it down to one of our local stores. And then I get these absolute gems of photos. So at that point, it's like, all right, I'll risk whatever, the $4,500. If I get scammed, it's a story for YouTube. But here it is. Now, unfortunately, I hear things rattling in the case. So I'm not 100% sure this arrived safely, but here's hoping. Well, so far, so good. It is another Ebony Prism Modern Flying V in dire need of a cleaning of its pickguard. I love these doofy things. I still want a complete set, and now I have 2 Ebonies. Since the other one I have is actually a 2017 serial number, so it was likely a very early one or a prototype, I'm probably going to end up keeping that one. So for the right offer, I would sell this, but I would rather trade. In my opinion, this is the most valuable color, so you're going to have to add cash. But I am interested in a silver prism one or a gold prism. Silver is the only one I don't have a video on if you want to see it now. But this is just, my own personal collection. I want at least one of each because, even if it is the Roswell Rhoads ripoff, it's cool. Sometimes you don't have to explain why you like something. I mean, in 20, 30, 40 plus years, people are still going to be talking about these dumb things, and I love it. So what was shaking around? Yep, that's what I was thinking. Probably the COA booklet. So that's all for tonight's episode. Nah, just kidding. I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek because I felt this episode needed a little bit more padding. And there's not that many guitar unboxing shows out there that give you quite as many guitars as I do, but I try to make the show as entertaining as possible. So hey, if you're new to the show, just in case you don't know, upload every day, usually around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't always make it, but hey, my editor and I try as hard as we can. So inside here is a guitar that I bought simply because I had bought it, the exact same model, 20 minutes before this one was listed. And it's like, what are the odds of this ultra rare guitar getting listed on the same day in all the colors by different sellers? The first one was an international transaction, so when this one showed up in the US, it's like, really? I just went through all that trouble. But anyways, that is a story for another day. I just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek with this very interesting SG case, because you might call yourself something of a little bit of an SG master. You've seen them all, you've owned them all. But have you ever seen a neck through SG? I have, and now I own 2 of them. There's a little bit more secrets to share with this one, if you can count strings here, but I'm going to save this for a full review and demo in probably a couple of weeks. All right, troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care.